In today's Talk to Cindy, following last week's shooting at Frederick High School, new concerns about the safety of students and why such incidents keep occurring. Many of us wondering, is there anything we can do to minimize the risk, and how can we best talk to frightened students about these shootings? And joining us now with more is Cindy Crane, a clinical social worker with Crane Counseling. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Annie.
So I was out at Frederick High School covering this, and it seemed like by the end of the week, the kids and students were ready to get back to normalcy and really focus on curriculum. But I also know it's important to keep that conversation going. How important is that to talk to kids about this?
I think the more that we can make the community aware in general, not just the students, but the parents and the teachers, the more likely we are to be able to notice symptoms in advance and have the opportunity to do something different to help change the outcome.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, we're just seeing more and more of this stuff across the country. And
some of that is copycat. Some of that is, I think, just maybe having access to arms in a way that we didn't have before. But it definitely is concerning. And I think as a community, there's some things that we can do.
Yeah, I mean, first is to get that conversation and discussion going.
Yeah.
So how can, because, you know, a lot of these teenagers, we're talking 14, 15-year-olds here at Frederick High that were involved, they may shy away or not know how to address their fears. So what can we do as adults to prompt that conversation?
Well, some of the general rules, if you see something, say something, works here. But the other part to it is noticing that it's not just a profile of a person you think might be a threat. It's more important to pay attention to behavior. So if somebody has been really withdrawn, seems more angry or violent, these are signs to pay attention to. Also paying attention to who are they hanging around with. Very often we find out that there was some hint something might happen. Not necessarily the victims would know, but friends of the attacker may have known something. And I think noticing the behaviors for the teachers about the students and for the students about each other is a big part of trying to mitigate violent actions.
And for parents or adults that are involved in these students' lives, how important is it knowing, you know, these types of signals and, you know?
Oh, extremely. I mean, especially if somebody has already had like a loss in their family, if they have depression, if they are making some suicidal gestures or have been the victims of bullying. These are all signs that can lead to behavior that can be retaliation and violent.
Okay, so any key tips on, you know, what we should be doing to prevent this sort of thing from happening?
I think it's really important to be aware of how we treat each other in general. Pay attention to signals. Learn to ask for help. There should be a plan the community has in place for how students can safely report signs of possible violent behavior, and educating and making it possible for people to report it.
Because, you know, students talk to each other. And there's all the whispering and speculation and things like that. The kids know who did what and some of the behavioral signs and stuff. So maybe if we open that up and really make it a comfortable place for them to come to. And
I'm always about trying to make more of a balance between mental health and physical health, and educating all of us that you know, if we're suffering, it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to take it to the nth degree. You can get help sooner. And the more that we make that possible, the more that we can get the conversation started.
Excellent. Thank you so much
for
your tips. Remember, you can talk to Cindy yourself anytime. All you have to do is just tweet her at Crane Counseling, and make sure you use the hashtag #TalkToCindy. Cindy, thank you so much.
Thank you.